What is up, Drama Alert Nation? I'm your host, Killer Keemstar. Let's get right into this interview. The United States had How to Catch a Predator, but in the UK, there's Stinson Hunter, and we have Stinson Hunter here. Stinson Hunter, can you explain to the audience here at Drama Alert exactly what you do?
Yeah, basically what I do is with a couple of friends, we set up a profile of a girl that's under the age of consent in the UK, which is 16 is the age of consent. So from the age of 15 down to 11, which is the youngest we've ever gone to. We will set a profile up on various sites, and then we wait for a message. And once we get a message off somebody, we say, "Hi, yeah, I'd love to talk to you, but I'm actually only insert, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11 years old."
So you give them plenty of opportunity to leave.
We give them so many opportunities, even during the actual conversation, that they're offered like get out things and this, that, and the other, and we test them, like, so we ask them, you're right with my age and things like that. So they're fully aware of what they're doing. So ultimately, what happens with that conversation, a meeting is arranged between the child, the fictitious child, and this person that they're talking to online. Once they turn up to meet this child that they believe they're going to have sex with, I appear with a camera guy and another guy filming a secondary camera and a guy that does security. And I, invite the guy to sit down and I have a chat with him about why he's doing it and why he thinks it's all right to do that. So yeah, and then we obviously hand the information to the police, and we've had numerous convictions. There's a guy serving 3 years at the minute.
So you actually work with the police in a lot of these cases, or every case?
No, the police don't want anything to do with me, but the police actively say, "No, we don't like you, stop doing what you're doing." But then I'll hand them information and they'll arrest the person, charge him, send him to court, and the courts convict them. Despite what the police say, I've got a film that's coming out on the 1st of October, so obviously that's today or whatever, and it kind of shows that the police aren't doing enough. That they're not, and they're I'm doing this on a shoestring budget, and they're getting millions of pounds a year to do it, and I do it on, I lose £200 a month doing it. I'm absolutely skint, like I've got no money at all, but I do it on an absolute minimum budget. So, and the government are spending millions, and they're not getting results at all. They're not getting any results. They're doing the same thing that I do. They've had no results, and I've had more results for them in the last 6 months than they've had in the last 12 months.
We have a mutual friend, Spartan J. Spartan J does, gaming trolling videos, and that's how I met you about 2 years ago. Big supporter of what you do, Stinson Hunter.
Thank you.
Can you explain? Now, I know about some of the injuries that you sustained, you and your team, doing this dangerous work, but could you explain to our audience some of the dangers of doing this type of work, catching pedophiles?
Well, my camera guy, Grime, his third ever meeting with a guy that we both got hit with a tire iron or an iron bar. But the worst was June the 4th last year, when I turned up to meet a guy, and he reversed. As he reversed, I ran up to his car. He then drove at me, bonneted me. I was thrown from the car, and I don't really remember much about it, only what I've been told. But I've got 2 broken ankles, massive head injuries, shoulders were in bits, they're still not working now, and neither is one of my ankles.
Did he actually run you over, or did he just hit you with the car?
I was on the bonnet, and I was on his bonnet, his hood, if you will. I was on the hood of his car, and he was driving at me, and all I remember is thinking this car's going to hit me, and I sort of threw myself forward instead of being dragged under. I went forward, and he sped up, and I'm on the windshield, and then he sort of, from what I've been told, he pulled sharp to the right. I flew off and bounced off my mate's car and almost set one of his airbags off when I hit the back of his car, and then hit the floor, went in the air again, hit the floor and slid. That's the only stuff that I've been told by my 2 friends that were there. and the footage that I've seen and stuff. But yeah,
absolutely
2 broken
insane.
ankles and a few other injuries, yeah. But
Now,
then 2 weeks later, I was back out doing it again, like with 2 broken ankles. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Warrior. Now, you've caught some high-profile people. Can you name, like, you know, some of the more prominent people in society that came out and you exposed to be pedophiles?
Yeah, we've caught 2 teachers. One was convicted and was convicted by a jury last year. We've caught a mayor. The former chief constable. Chief constable is the top ranking officer of that division of his sort of like area, county, if you will.
So in the United States, that would be like the chief of police.
Yeah, kind of in each state. So imagine like Texas or something. You got like Texas, you got a guy there that runs it. So like he was up in Northumbria, I think. So he basically run the whole of the Northumbrian county. So it was like it sort of runs in different sections of the UK. Like it's really hard to explain. But
now, what happened with that case? Did he actually get?
He exposed himself. He exposed his genitalia to what he was told was a 13-year-old girl, and he handed the information to the police, and it basically didn't get dealt with. They sort of buried it, if you want for a better turn of phrase, but they kind of brushed over it and let him carry on collecting his fat pension.
Did he retire? Did he retire? Did he quit?
He was already retired. He was retired, collecting his pension, and then obviously I caught him. But that was the start of when the police sort of turned against me. Was when I caught that chief constable, and that's when the police started telling me to stop and things like that.
Well, that's interesting. You know, here you are working with the police. You know, people in the public, are rooting for you. You expose one police officer, and then they start coming after you. I know I've seen a meeting with the police in the UK had some type of meeting saying that they needed to get rid of you, that you were a menace to society, and it's just mind-blowing. You're out there catching, people that are putting the community's children in danger. It's mind-blowing that they would even have the balls to do that. So
that's the thing. What you've got to remember also, just quickly, you've got to remember that what I'm doing is absolutely 100% legal in the UK. So the police literally have no power to stop me, because I do everything by the book and everything by the dot of the law. And the police sending me legal threats and this, that, and the other. I'm just like, no, I know that's bullshit, because I know the law. And I know the law, so why are you wasting ink and paper writing a crappy little letter to me, threatening me with court action?
So I want to definitely, talk about your documentary that's coming out tomorrow. But before I do, I was wondering if we can get a comment from you on the Sam Pepper situation. Have you been following it?
I've not had, I would love to be able to comment on the situation, but I sort of caught the start of Peppergate, if you will. I sort of caught the start of it, and then I announced my film. So I've kind of been really focused on my film stuff. So I've not, the video that he put out, I didn't agree with it. And then his lame sort of third follow-up video was like, oh, it's just a social experiment. I was like, oh, how convenient. But that's as far as I've got with it. I'm sort of reserving judgment until I've got better knowledge on the whole situation, really.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
So you have a big film that's coming out on Channel 4 in the UK tomorrow at 10 p.m. What's the exact date?
The exact date, it's October the 1st, Wednesday, October the 1st, Channel 4 at 10 p.m. It's called The Pedophile Hunter, but it's spelled the British way, which is P-A-I-D-O-P-H-I-L-E. So yeah, I feel like America, because obviously in America you spell it a lot different to how we do, so it might be a bit confusing for people.
So I know I know a lot of people from the UK will be able to tune in and watch it. What about the people from America and around the world that want to see this documentary?
Well, I'm sure that there's streaming services that people can find. If they, I'm sure if they Google something, I'm sure they'll be able to find something. But it's definitely going to be on demand services, and I'm going to try and get a copy uploaded as well myself, providing I don't get sued or done for copyright, because it isn't my film. Even though I'm in the film, I don't actually own any of it. So If I can get away with uploading it, I will. But yeah, I've seen it. I watched it for the first time today. I just got back from it.
Can you talk a little bit about the film without, you know, putting a spoiler alert out there? Like, what can viewers expect to see?
It's the most. I don't bullshit, and I don't hype things up for no reason. I'm a massive documentary fan, and that was one of the most mesmerising things I've ever seen. And it's not just because I'm in it with my best friends in the world. You know, it's how powerful and moving and shocking. Like, I've never seen it from an outsider's perspective. I've only ever seen it from inside, and I've missed out on a lot of the controversy and everything surrounding it. So this is the first time that I've been able to see exactly how big this is. And looking at the conversations and the music and everything else, it's just absolutely shocking. And this film is literally, I'm trying to think how to word it without getting into trouble. This film is groundbreaking in a lot of ways. And the viewers, obviously, when they watch it tomorrow, they'll understand that it's a deep film. It's so deep. It, you know, touches on stuff, you know, my past. I've not been the nicest of people in my past, and it goes on about, you know, it shows you various catches and it shows you me getting run over and stuff, which was seeing that was quite upsetting. Like, seeing that on a big screen, and the music with it and everything, it kind of added a lot of sort of intensity to it. It's really sort of
brought out some emotion.
Yeah, well, a lot of people were emotional in that theatre. There was about 50 people there. Even like there were people there that I respect as musicians and directors and people like that were there, and they were all saying how amazing it was. And there's a guy that was there, I can't remember his name. Apparently he's one of the best editors in the world. Like, he's amazing. He's got a foreign, a European name. I can't remember what it is, but he was saying, like, it was absolutely amazing. And there's some really sort of high up people. I mean, for example, the head of Factual at Channel 4, and Channel 4's a massive network, the head of Factual has come out and said it's the most important documentary of this year. And
wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, and you know, and there's headlines saying the government could learn a lot from me and things like that. And to see that's like the realization of the sheer magnitude of this whole thing. And you know, I was always like, yeah, this is going to be big. This film's going to blow people's minds. I watched that film, and I was so wrong at how big it was going to be. I thought it was going to be big, but it's
bigger than that.
Thing. Yeah, it's because of the message, what's behind it. It's what's behind it and the message, and yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Stinson Hunter, for coming on. Guys, if you're in the UK, Channel 4, 10 p.m. tomorrow, the October 1st. Make sure you watch that. And also, for the people in the United States, I will provide a link when this documentary is online somewhere in the description of this video so you can watch it. So make sure you put a like on it or favor or whatever you can do so you can check the video back once this thing airs and it is, in fact, online. Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot for having me. I appreciate it, man. I'll speak to you soon.
Drama Alert Nation, now over 79,000 subscribers. Good interview, dude.